Hey guys, today's video will be about why I joined the Army National Guard. Hit the like button, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell so you know every time I post. Let's get into it. Okay, so I enlisted May 7th of 2021, before I even graduated high school. The thing about the National Guard is that you can enlist your junior year of high school, which I kind of wish I did that, but in the same breath, like I still didn't be able to experience the summer that I had before senior year. So, but that's the thing. If you're into that, if you're still in high school and you want to join the Army National Guard after watching this video, you can join. And what they do is they make you go to basic first, and then you go back to school, and then after that, once you finish high school and you graduate, they send you off to AIT, which is Advanced Individual Training. But the reason why I joined the Army National Guard was because a recruiter came into my classroom when I was in 10th grade taking psych, and he told me about all the benefits and how he was using his benefits. So one benefit he was using was the VA loan. So I'm assuming he had a house prior to using the VA loan. So what he did was moving to that one singular house and then made one of them into investment property. So he basically rents out his property and he doesn't really have to work as much. So that would kind of lured me in at 16, buy a house, rent it out. That was my plan. But however, with an Army National Guard, you have to do a 6-year contract or 90 days active duty on deployment in order for you to qualify for the VA loan. Another reason why I enlisted into the Army National Guard is because I wanted free school. In the state of Florida, they pay 100% as long as it's a public institution. When I went to a private institution, they only pay 50% of the school. You can still also use your Pell Grant. That was something else the recruiter told me. He would just apply for the grant and then he'll just pocket the money and use it for other stuff. So he doesn't go solely on books in school. And that's another thing. Not only do they pay for your classes, and they also pay for your textbooks and all that. So school is essentially free for you. The only thing that no one had told me was that they pay it at the end of the semester, but if you still have that Pell Grant, you don't really have to worry about that. And most school puts you in they credit, so once you give them the check from the state, that pays for all your classes, they kind of just put your account on hold and freeze it, and they don't bother you about paying for your classes. So if you want free school and you live in Florida, because only Florida that I know of does 100%. I'm pretty sure Texas does 60%. It all depends on where you are at in your military career as well, because you can also use your GI Bill for school. So right now my GI Bill is kind of little to nothing, but I do have a bonus from my contract where it's just $200 extra, but it's still not that much compared to if I did active duty time. The more active duty days you do, the more you get paid each month to go to school, if that makes sense. So when I first enlisted, I did not want to go on deployment. I was just don't do that. I don't want to go on deployment. I even picked a soft MOS just to make sure I don't go on deployment. And then I would still go on deployment, but I didn't want to be you get what I'm saying? Although I went through basic and I'm a sharpshooter, I don't even know how I'm a sharpshooter. I never shot a day in my life prior to the Army, but they taught me how to shoot a freaking rifle. So but anyways, I was oh no, I don't want to go on deployment. But there are benefits of going on deployment. Like I said earlier in the video, if you do 90 days active duty on deployment and you're in the National Guard, you can get a house through the VA loan where you don't have to do a down payment on your house. And the interest is less than a normal person. Another benefit of going on deployment is you get that hazard pay. You get paid extra because you're in like a hazardous place. 3, you get to travel. Like another benefit of going on deployment is you get to travel. Like some deployments require you to go to Germany or Italy. Like who is gonna say, oh, like at the age of 20, like I've been to Italy, I've been to Germany? Not a lot of people are gonna say that unless they're in the military. It's an experience that like I just feel like everyone should experience. Or wait, there are deployments in Japan. Like I don't know about you, but like I would love to like go to freaking Japan. Like with the noodles and all that stuff, and they have like all this tech stuff, and it's like super cool. I lost my train of thought because I'm thinking about Japan. Your GI Bill gets bigger, so the more active duty days you have, the more money you get paid each month to go to school. And mind you, your GI Bill only lasts like 36 months, 48 if you are like me and you have no active duty days and you use all of those, your whole entire GI Bill, just getting paid that little amount each month. I'm gonna pull up a calculator of like how much you would make depending on how many days you do active duty. So my GI Bill comparison tool might not be completely accurate because I guess it's based on where you live. I don't know if that's completely true. Once you do active duty days, you have the post 9/11 GI Bill. Keep in mind, basic and AIT do not count towards active duty time at all. If you do not have any active duty time, your GI Bill is the Montgomery GI Bill. So we're gonna look at the post 9/11. This is just if you did 90 days active duty and you were in the Army National Guard. So according to this, if you do 90 days active duty on deployment, you get 50% of your GI Bill, which means it's going to pay 50% of your tuition. So the housing allowance for that would be $1,300 each month. So if you do 6 months, you get 60%, and then they pay you basically like almost $1,600 to go to school each month. If you were to do a deployment for 18 months, which typically deployments are usually like a year, but we do have this thing called tour of duty where you can pick up deployments or orders or anything. That's what I love about the National Guard, is the flexibility. Like you can just be like, oh, I want to pick up orders, and because you get paid a little extra, you can like just work for 9 months straight, and then like oh, I don't want to work for like a month or two, because you know I do that sometimes. And plus I'm a student, so it's like I like to take my breaks, but I take long breaks. So we did the 18 months. So if you do 24 months active duty on deployment while you're in the National Guard, or if you do 2 years in service, you get paid $2,000 each month to go to school, and they pay up to 80% of your school. If you do 30 months active duty or go on deployment, like it adds up to 30 months, you get paid $2,400 a month. You get paid $2,400 a month, and they pay 90% of your school. If you do 3 years or more, like on deployment, and I'm talking about because they don't really do 3 years of deployment, I don't think. Like if you went on deployment back to back, like 3 deployments, 12 months each, and it adds up to 36 months, they will pay 100% of your school, your GI Bill, and you get paid $2,598 a month just to go to school, which I think is pretty good. Keep in mind, the state also pays for your school, so if you don't have 100%, you can always have the state pay for it. You can always use TA, tuition assistance. Some way, somehow, you're not going to be paying for school. You're actually going to be benefiting by being in the Guard and going to school. Like you're literally going to get paid to go to school, which is great for some people if they want to just focus on school. I would like advise living with like your parents or like a very supportive partner that will like take care of stuff financially if you cannot, because you will have like a little bit of money, not enough to like just be chilling. But yeah, that's why I joined the Army National Guard, because it comes with so much benefits. I really feel like education is key. The reason why I went back to school is because I want to get into this one profession, and I know like once I get out of school I should be equipped enough to know what I'm doing, and I don't have to like go into work to gain that experience. I know what it's like to like get out into the field and you don't know what's going on, you don't know left from right, and being a person of color or woman and being my age, because I'm super young, people always like, they don't give me as much grace, or like they're just not as like kind. I don't know how to say it. Like they're not, if somebody else made a mistake, they're less harsh on the other person, but with me, I don't know, I feel like I get scrutinized. So like I'm trying to go into this one profession and get into the program so that I can learn before I get into the workforce. And another thing is like I also don't want to like cut myself short when it comes to like how much I should be getting paid. The great thing about going into school while you're in the National Guard, it also helps your military career as well. You do get extra points for promotions if you have like a degree or you're going to school. If you put in all those credits that you like earned from school, it will reflect back, and like you might have more points than some of your peers who don't go to school. So yeah. If you guys have any more questions about the Army National Guard, please feel free to comment below and I can make a second video answering all the questions. That's it for today. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell.